What's up guys, Card Protagonist here. Today I'll be doing a deck profile on Dragon World Ultimate Gaga deck. The brand new Climax Booster Ultimate Unite introduces us to Gaga's season finale form, the Ultimate Gaga. Ultimate Gaga allows you to use all 3 G-Boosts from its previous evolution, allowing you to combine them to form the strongest effect combos. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. In this deck, I'll be using Ultimate Gaga as my buddy, as he's the main engine of the deck. So to put it simply, yes, once you activate the EX ability once per turn, you gain all abilities or all G-Boosts in the drop zone. Be careful because this ability can only be activated once per turn, so make sure you dump and set up your drop zone before activating this ability. And also, why this card's amazing is because it's treated as a G-Boost base, G-Boost craft, and G-Boost wheel. So it has amazing synergy with all the Dragon cards throughout this season. So fellow Dragon collectors like myself are rejoicing over this card because you can add the best of all G-Boost base, wheel, and craft into this and stuff into this deck, and you have a good stuff deck. So yeah, let's jump into the deck profile. For the monster, play 4 copies of Ultimate Gaga. Ultimate Gaga is the main engine of the deck, and you definitely want to have it in your opening hand, because without this card, this deck won't work as intended. So how is this card able to overcome Time Dragons? Let's check it out. First up, abilities of all cards on your field cannot be nullified by your opponent's card effect. This effect alone mitigates Time Ruler Dragon's ability to nullify and send back. Being unnullifiable means a Soul Guard won't get destroyed. Its main ability is G-Boost EX. Activate, so you can only activate it during your main phase. Choose up to 1 card with base, craft, and wheel from your drop zone, and this card gains those effects immediately. With this card ability, you immediately gain it. So during your main phase, you're considered to have activated wheel, craft, and base. Very important because you will be able to cast these cards during the main phase, whereas previously you can only cast them during the attack phase when they gain abilities from the previous forms. And the reason why this card is so amazing is because it allows you to go in, use it during the main phase, give you the draw power, and set up your board. So it's a really powerful ability because not only it gives you power up, it gives you access to a lot of draw powers that is previously exclusive to those G-Boost forms. And its third and final ability, which is one of my favorites, is this card is also treated as a base, craft, and wheel. So basically, even in the deck, you'll be able to dig them out using Garga and Yuga. So that improves the deck's consistency tenfold because you'll be able to search them out using these previous searches that can only search the craft forms or wheel form. So yeah, a very consistent deck because right now we do have a lot of searches inclusive to itself. So in total, we play about 9 ways to get into your Ultimate Gaga. Very consistent, and this is one of the reasons why this deck is actually top tier. Next up, 1 copy of each form. So these are cards that I used previously in my deck profile, mostly my buddies. So if you ask me what are the priorities of getting the G-Boost into drop zone, I will tell you first up is wheel, the most important one, because you do have a lot of draw powers with the wheel ability, so they can pick up more cards to dump other stuff. So wheel, followed by base, because base also do have a lot of draw powers that makes the deck really consistent. And finally, craft. Craft is mostly there for that triple attack. It doesn't have any good spells that will allow you to turbo into your deck and give you more consistency. So in the priority, wheel, base, then craft. Most of you guys probably have known what their effects. Let's go through them quickly. So wheel's ability, whenever you attack, you get to deal 1 damage to your opponent and heal 1. Really good, especially combo with Centaurs, which is our second one. Give all monsters triple attack. Even new monsters that enter the field by Gaga, they do gain triple attack, so it allows you to do a combo of attacks. It combos really well with each other. And finally, Gargantuan Night Dragon, also a great combo with triple attack because all of your cards gain 2 additional critical and 1 million attack. So you could even run over max dragons. So in total, if you're combining all 3 abilities, all your monsters gain triple attack and they have extra 2 criticals, potentially making them 4 crits per swing and dealing extra burn whenever they swing. So that's about 5 damage per swing. And that's pretty much unstoppable, even for Time Dragons, because each swing is devastating, and this is what I really love about this deck. It's a very powerful deck. Next, monsters to put beside Gaga. 2 copies of Garuda Dragon. I like to call it Garuda Dragon. Evolution Earth, Garuda Dragon. So this card is a very powerful card that is a size 3 that drops to size 1. If you have a Dragon on the field, this card is basically a size 1. It is even more powerful than Ultimate Gaga itself, so let's go through it. So overall, this card gains ability for each G-Boost base wheel form on the field, and with Ultimate Gaga, you get all 3 on the field since it considers all 3. So this guy gains tons of powerful abilities. So if you have a card with base in your field or drop zone, this card attacks cannot be nullified and its damage cannot be reduced. And if you have craft on the field, this card can be rested and it gains move. So unrestable, unnullifiable, that is a monster. And finally, if a wheel on the field or the drop zone, this card gains extra 10k defense and counter attack. So one very important thing to remember is, even if your Gaga were to be destroyed and leaves the field, if your drop zone is already set up, you still gain these amazing abilities. Next, 2 copies of Trom Gadra from the secret pack. One of my favorite drop powers because it allows you to set up the drop zone as well. Its ability is Wings of the Future. When this card enters the field, put up to one monster with G-Boost from your deck into a drop zone. So basically, you set up a drop zone for whichever G-Boost you do not have required for Ultimate Gaga. Then, if you have a G-Boost X on the field, you get to charge 1 gauge, gain 1 life, and draw 1 free card. You can only activate this skill Wings to the Future once per turn, so you can't call another one and use the ability one more time. Its second ability is Activate ability. During the main phase, you can put this card from your field into the soul of a G-Boost on the field, so it basically makes your ultimate more tanky. Very cool. Next, 2 copies of each Garga, base form, awakened form. The reason why I produce two copies is some people do play the 4 copy of Garga right away, but for me, I like to be a little more greedy, and I do play the Dragot Shine to add back 2 different names, and thanks to them being different names, what I do is usually I just pick these 2 back into the hand, so I get 2 extra gauge 1 and draw 2. A really good combo. Yes, you do miss out 1 gauge, but being a different name does help a little bit in this deck. So yeah, basically they are there for extra draw power. Do be careful of loyalty, of course, is one of their greatest weakness. Meow. 1 copy of Gar Squirrel. Gar Squirrel is just there for item searching. This card actually kind of counters the Time Dragons, as before the battle phase, they may be able to send your weapon back into your bottom of the deck. So if you're able to call it using Gargamon, you could call it out and replace the weapon back on top from the deck. So that's what I do sometimes when I'm playing against the Time Dragon matchup. They send back my weapon, but I use Gar Squirrel, come back and put the weapon back. Next, 4 copy of Diogadra. Is that a JoJo reference? Okay, it's not JoJo reference. So when this card enters the field, you discard 1 card and charge 1 gauge. Search your deck for 1 G-Boost wheel and add it to your hand. So it's a really good card because you'll be able to cycle date cards from your hand and search out the very important G-Boost wheel previously. But right now, we can also search out your Ultimate Gaga because it's considered all G-Boost wheel based craft. And the reason why we play 4 copies of Diogadra is because it is the best searcher. It's another ability when you gain a life and if you have a G-Boost on the field, you get to steal your opponent's 2 gauge. Really important because if you're going first, you're guaranteed to deny them from their lost world, which is very important in the meta. And yeah, it's a wonderful ability. So yeah, 4 copies. And finally, the 1 copy of Garga, one of my favorite cards. So Garga is basically a searcher for base. So similar to Diogadra, you get to discard 1 card and then charge 1 gauge, search your deck for a base. Similarly, you can search for Ultimate Gaga. Secondary ability, if your Dragon's on the field, this card attack cannot be nullified when it's attacking alone. So I guess when it swings, you guarantee swings for 4 because of 5 because it cannot be nullified. Yeah, it isn't really that good. And we do have a lot of cards that performs better. But it's mostly search out for base. You could also use the one that searches out for craft if you want to, or you do not have any of these as replacement. Next, for the spells, 3 copies of G-Boost Over. Pretty much a staple for all G-Boost base deck, as it allows you to check top 3, put 2 to the hand and 1 to the gauge. It's an extremely powerful card. 2 copies of Gargantuar Evolution, an extremely beautiful looking card. I might want to suggest you to play 3 because I do not see it often enough, and it is a 1 card that instantly sets you up for your Dragots. So reveal 3 cards with G-Boost with different card names from your deck, flip them face down and your opponent randomly choose one of them. That card that your opponent chooses goes into your hand and the rest goes into the drop zone. So just like that, you'll be able to set up your base, craft and wheel in your drop zone, setting up your Ultimate Gaga. Next, 2 copy of Perfected Dragot. An amazing spell, I love it. So if you only cast if you have EX on the field, 1 life search your deck for any Gar-E. Gar-E is a stronger spell in every single G-Boost form. So basically cards like Gar-E Burst, which allows you to charge 2, draw 2. Gar-E Grunts allows you to check 4, put 2 to gauge and 2 to hand. Pretty much the same ability, but this allows you to 4 and choose. This is the best Gar-E. And a few more Gar-E Invitation, which is the one belonging to Craft, allows you to deal extra damage. Just in case you fight against other decks that has damage nullification, you will be able to burn them to death. I love it. And you also get a draw 1 card. And Gar-E Dasher, which is a nullified card, just in case you already use our spell, you can just search it out using this card. And you'll be able to nullify monster's ability and destroy those cards. So it's a really powerful card, especially against Time Dragons. Alright, so Perfected Dragots, pretty much self-explanatory. You just search out any Gar-E that you need. 1 copy of Gar-E Dasher, previously mentioned, allow you to gain 5 life or choose one opponent's card and destroy, nullify effect and destroy. Extremely good because you can also use it against searchers, such as the Mirror Match. You're able to nullify their monsters so they won't be able to search for their Ultimate Gaga. 1 copy of Gar-E Invitation. When this card, draw 1 card, and for this turn, each time your monster stands, you get to deal 1 damage to your opponent. Really, really nice. Combined with Craft because you'll be able to do a lot of multi-attacks, dealing the extra burn to victory. 2 copy of Gar-E Burst. You can cast it to charge 2, draw 2. Very, very nice. 2 copies of Gar-E Grunts. Look top 4, charge 2, and 2 to hand. A very, very extremely powerful ability. It's basically Agonia, and Agonia rocks. These are all the Gar-E you can search with Perfected Dragot. 2 copies of Gar Oracle, allow you to pay on case to draw 2 cards, nice one, and if you Dragot, gain 2 life. Pretty neat. 2 copies of Dragot Shine, allows you to search your item or salvage 2 cards with different names from the drop zone. Also extremely powerful because you'll be able to pick up those Gargets and searches just in case you want to get your Dragot back or you want to look to do some combos to dump stuff in the drop zone. So yeah, Dragot Shine, very flexible card, love it. Some of the best spells, 3 copies of Gargamon, allow you to salvage any grade 1 from the drop zone and call it to the field. So you can use cards like Gaga to draw extra cards, your Dio Gadra to search out your Ultimate Gaga or your G boost units, or even your Gadra, just in case you want to draw extra cards and set up the drop zone. So there are many things you can do with Gargamon, and the best of all, you could use it to trigger extra attacks, or during your opponent's turn to call a Charm Blocker to protect your life points. 4 copies of Blade Breaking Shockwave, and it's just such a powerful card. The reason why I play 4 copies of this card still is because this is still one of the best negates in the game. It basically rests your opponent's cards if you have Dragon on field, and they cannot stand if you have a G boost, which makes this card one of the best negates in Buddyfight with a cheap cost. Now for the weapons, we play 2 copies of Gar Wyvern Sword. The reason why we still play this card is because you will be able to salvage monsters during your turn or your opponent's turn. Each player's attack phase, call one size 1 DDT from the drop zone, and you will be able to get extra attack or extra defense. So it's kind of like a Gargamon, an extra Gargamon once per turn. Very nice. 1 copy of the Secret Pack Ultimate Gaga Saber. So it's pretty similar to the previous sword. It has counter ability during each player's attack phase. If you have G-Boost EX on the field, you can check top 5 and call up to 1 DDT monster onto the field. So after playtesting, I still feel that the previous Gaga Saber is more consistent because it allows you to toolbox from the drop zone and call whichever unit you need. However, checking top 5 may not guarantee call the unit you need. So in this way, Gar Wyvern Saber is still much powerful. Yes, it does have the inbuilt double attack, but think about this, we still have a G-Boost craft to give every single card triple attack. So the double attack is kind of irrelevant. So Gar Wyvern Saber kind of wins this one right now. And finally, 2 copies of the Impact that defeated Time Dragons, Deity Strike Ultimate Gargantua Punisher. It is indeed one of the ultimate impacts that allows you to deal 5 damage for free. You may only cast this card if your opponent is 5 life or less and you have used G-Boost on this turn, and your monster and item attack this turn. So off the bat, you'll be able to deal 5 damage to your opponent and its damage cannot be nullified and reduced. So let's take a look at its artwork and also its secret ability you guys may not know as is your life becomes 0 during stop time. You may drop this card from your hand. If you do, deal 5 damage to your opponent. This damage cannot be reduced. So yeah, I really like the artwork of this card. It looks amazing. As you can see, Gargantua Punisher does look much more grander. It basically has the essence of Ultimate Gaga on it. So this is one of the few cards that allows you to survive during time stop, because as you guys know, time stop, especially during Overgod 0, you won't be able to counter any cards, and the only card that can move during this time stop is this secret impact, which is DD Strike Ultimate Gargantua Punisher. So yeah, I really like the artwork. So yeah, 2 copies, because just in case you fight against Time Dragons, you kill you 1 time, alright, drop it, deal 5, kill another time, deal another 5. Woohoo, easy win. Just keep 2 of these cards in against Time Dragons, and just drop 2 and just destroy them. Really cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed my deck profile on the newest Dragon World Ultimate Gaga deck. Please leave a comment down below on which deck you'd like to see next, and smash a like if you want to see more deck profiles. So till next time, keep on buddy fighting!